I'm in my zone. I woke up today, feeling brand new, nothing in my way. Sun gon' shine, yeah, it's here to stay. And I'm gonna say what I need to say. Hey, I'm feeling free. Everybody watch, I'm doing me. Go ahead and look, cause you gon' see that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. Yeah, I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. I'm in my zone. I'm in my zone. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I woke up today, feeling brand new, nothing in my way. Sun gon' shine, yeah, it's here to stay. And I'm gonna say what I need to say. Hey, I'm feeling free. Everybody watch, I'm doing me. Go ahead and look, cause you gon' see that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. Yeah, I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. I'm in my zone.
I've been talking in my sleep. I'm running deep, training till dusk. I've been playing hard to beat. I feel the heat, it's never enough. I was waiting till the sky had fallen. Had my back till I could hear my calling. To the bottom, feel me in the drumming. To the flames, we're champions of rock.
Oh, little switcheroo there.
How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing today?
Doing
Because
just ducky.
I'm not feeling good. Pittsburgh
was-
Penguins lose to the New York Islanders 4-3 in shootout. When we had a 3-1 lead.
Yeah.
In the third, I may add. A lot of questions are kind of racing through my mind on what to do, what's to do next. I will say one thing, and then Josh, you can go. It's kind of obvious how bad the Penguins are in the third or whenever we have a lead. They came out 2-1 in the third. And we got that goal, which is great. Awesome. Good job by the PITvNYI getting that puck to not Beauvillier. Sorry, wrong guy. Bunting.
Pulley to Bunting. Yep.
Bunting. Sorry. It was a beautiful goal, and we were up 3-1. And then as soon as that goal happened, we took our foot off the gas, which we tend to do, and we watch the game, and those 2 points just walk out of the arena. And you got to ask yourself, why is this continuously happening? Why are the stars that we have brought onto this team continuously making mistakes when it matters most? And to get us in a position, Joshua.
Yeah, I mean it's a good question to have coming off a game like this, because that's the thing. Like, why? I don't I don't watch the other teams, and that's probably on me. But do other teams do this when they're in the lead? Is this common practice in the NHL that you just you
Yeah.
immediately play on your heels when you have a 2-goal lead? Like, I don't get it. And I don't know if it's because technically we don't have upper echelon goaltenders. Is it because we need to be more defensive to make sure that we're not allowing those goals? But at the same time, our defense is horrible. So if we are playing more defensively, it's not to our benefit at all. We should always be on the attack. We should always be on the offensive, because the thing is, we don't have a defense
Welcome, hockey
to
hack.
rely on. We only have offense to go with. We don't have goaltending. We don't have defense.
Nope.
So
Nope.
if I'm Mike Sullivan, I'm telling the team we should be aiming for 6 goals a night.
Yeah.
If we don't get there, we're going to lose. Plain and simple. We're going to lose. Because I don't know of any other way to get out of this. I understand there's moves that you can make. There's players you can send down and call up, trade away, do whatever, fire Sullivan, whatever. Do whatever you want. However, the issue is we just need to score.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
not even that we need to score. Like, yes, obviously we need to score more goals than the other team, right? That's
Well, yeah,
fundamental
obviously.
hockey. But
Yeah.
it's the fact of, I don't know how to phrase it. Like, I see all the words and all the phrases, and I'm trying to like pull them out of thin air. You have the talent. It's not like it's not there. And in a game that we needed to win, because I see it in the chat from Hockey Hack, excuse me. This is not okay. You left them off the hook, and this was the easiest game of the week, and that's 100% accurate. We have the Canes, which won 7 in a row, I may add, tonight, and we're facing them on Thursday. Then we play the Capitals on Friday. If you think we're getting a win out of those 2 games, that would be a miracle. But tonight was the win. Tonight was the easy game to get us into the groove. We were coming off of two straight wins. We were coming off of this high from Sid scoring, everyone getting involved. Gino is on Sid's line now, so that kind of gets everyone going. And then here we are with a 3-1 lead. Kind of, hey, getting those nails in the coffin here. This is the game. And we take our feet off the gas, and it bites us in the butt. This is where you have to start holding these superstars accountable. Yes, I love Sid. He has been our main defense for the past 5 games. Defense, excuse me, offense. Gino, he contributed. Great. Those guys. Yeah, good job, first line. I appreciate your effort. Letang. Yeah, you're not playing as much, dude. You can't. Carlson, gotta stop turning over the puck, dude. You guys are our anchor on our defense, and yet you're costing us games. Ned kept us in this game. There was, 2 breakaways I could think of right off the bat where it should have never happened.
And then there were a few odd man rushes as well. on top
on
of
man
that.
rushes, but I'm talking about how many
Yeah.
turnovers did we see tonight on the offensive blue line? That cannot happen. That cannot. We are professionals here. And this is something that we have to take a deep dive in. So, before I go on a rant, Josh, let's get this show started, shall we? Welcome to the Penguins Collective.
It's Crosby. Crosby on Trinity shot. Penguins win it!
Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me?
We're a collective.
Just not good. Like I don't know. I love Mike Sullivan. Josh,
Take a bullet for him.
I would take a bullet for him. I would run through a wall for Mike Sullivan if he asked me to. He is a wonderful head coach, and I think he is the head coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Period. End of story. That's my opinion. How many tweets went out after this game? Fire the coach, all that jazz. That's not what I'm concerned about. What I am concerned about is Mike Sullivan. You have a responsibility to walk into that locker room after tonight's loss and lean into those guys. You need to rip them apart because the time for being that player's coach or the relationship kind of that he has, and he allows the core to be the leadership of the team, and he allows them to kind of be player coaches. You know what I'm saying? That needs to end now. Done. He needs to go back in there and take a hold of the room again. This cannot keep on happening. The Pittsburgh Penguins are a team that should be reckoned with. Like, this is a team that people should be fearful when they play. We have Erik Karlsson, Letang, Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin. Like, we should have these guys, and you should be like, oh, we're playing them? That was what we thought when we acquired Karlsson. We thought that dynamic would change, and it has done anything but ruin our reputation. I like Karlsson. He's a Hall of Famer. I really want him to be a Penguin. I could see he's having fun again, which is great. But Mike Sullivan needs to come in here into this locker room and say, guys, it's my room now. You guys, I gave you the chance to be leaders in the locker room, and you're not doing it. Something needs to change. This team has lost its way, and it's not because of Sullivan, because I think he's a good coach. It's literally the talent on the ice. And when are we going to look at it and go, this isn't working? We have a power play in overtime, and we can't bury it? We have a power play, or we're taking penalties with 3 minutes left to go in the game where we shouldn't have taken, which led to a tying goal. Is that what that's what we're about now? Come on, we have to be better. We have to be better. Josh predicted it last week. There's a rumor going right now, and I'm going to transition this into Josh. But we have one trade asset, and the whole idea was holding on to that trade asset until the trade deadline. But now I'm thinking it's now. Use that trade asset now and get out of this situation. Because no offense, this trade asset isn't really doing anything for the Pittsburgh Penguins right now. And it's time to kind of move on and spice up the group a little bit to change that narrative. Josh, you know who I'm talking about. Take it away. This is your idea.
Yeah, it's something that we brought up a couple weeks ago early in the season when everyone automatically got on the Mike Sullivan, fire Mike Sullivan train. And we talked about how Dubas lined up these contracts to be expiring next year and the year after. And, you know, if there was any type of move to be made, what would it be? And I brought up the fact that, you know, it seemed like the plan was all off season, focus on Crosby, get him re-signed, let him retire a Penguin, and then we'll move on to the next big contract extension, which would be Marcus Pettersson. Never happened. Rumor was that there were brief conversations after the signing of Sidney Crosby, and from what I'm reading, I'm reading the tea leaves. The conversation, if I had to guess, was 5 minutes, because it didn't seem like it was fruitful at all. So that's the guy. That's the guy that you kind of have to look at to trade away in terms of, valuable asset. It's an expiring contract, so how much can you get for him? You're not going to get a haul like Jake Gensel. I mean, you can argue that wasn't even a haul to begin with, but you're not going to get multiple prospects, multiple players, multiple picks in return for a player like Marcus Pettersson to begin with. And then to add the fact that it's an expiring contract, it's going to lessen the return even more. So I don't have any names that I can throw at you that we can get in return that would make this team any better, but it's something to keep an eye on, because Louie found some articles today that it is a growing rumor that the Penguins are taking calls on Marcus Pettersson.
Now.
And I don't blame them. And as we get further along, if we keep losing the way we're losing, I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing seeing names like Eller, Raquel, that, we're taking calls on. I don't want to see them go, but at the same time, why keep them? Why keep them when you can get younger and more assets for them? But the one thing that you brought up that I think is so overlooked is it's not the Karlsson trade overall. The Karlsson trade overall, I think, has been a win. Yes, has been beneficial for us. Okay. The one thing that I don't think anyone is really noticing the impact that it's had is on Chris Letang. Absolute dog water since Karlsson has got here. I don't know if it's an ego thing. I don't know if it's a, just old age. I don't know. But what happened to Chris Letang of 3 years ago? That's all I want. I'm not talking 8 years ago during the Stanley Cup runs. I'm just talking 3 years ago, where he was a competent top-line defenseman. We don't have that right now. And then not only previous games, but tonight just playing absolutely horrible. And then in the shootout, when we need a goal to extend it in just one more round, we sent out Chris Letang.
Yeah.
We sent out Chris Letang. We could have sent out Malkin. I would have been okay with Bunting.
I would have been okay with Foley RV. He was feeling it tonight.
Could have done Drew O'Connor. There's so many guys you could have done.
Yeah.
So many guys. I don't understand why you're putting Letang and I don't know. This is one thing that I should do more research on, but is it like baseball where you have to submit your lineup before it starts?
Not the game.
No, before the shootout starts. Could you say okay, yes, I was going to use Letang, but you know what? No, sub, change. We're switching this. I need some, I need Malkin. I need a goal right now.
Whenever I see it, they always have a list. Sullivan always has a little note in front of him. So that's where my brain goes to. Yes, they do have to present a list, but I don't think you have to present it before the game. So if that's the case,
exactly,
Letang has been sucking all game. Why would you put him out there?
Exactly.
Which brings me to a very sensitive topic that I've been holding in my back pocket for a game like this. I'm sick and tired of us catering to these players' feelings. I'm done. I'm over it. We have to coddle Tristan Jarry and Wilkes-Barre. He makes a pad save that goes into the corner. boys are cheering him on in Wilkes-Barre. Why? Because we care about his feelings, because we invested too much in him to not do this. Letang, do you think the only reason why he's out there to get a goal in overtime is to make him feel better? To get him back on, to get another, like a jump in his step or something? I'm sick and tired of catering. And I think it goes to my point about Mike Sullivan taking back the room. Not saying he lost it. That's not what I'm saying. I think Mike Sullivan is a head coach that tells people like Crosby, Malkin, Letang, and Carlson, like, you guys are the leaders of this room. I will figure out the game plan. You guys are going to get these boys in line. I feel like that, from what I've seen from Mike Sullivan, that's kind of how he runs the room. It's like the boys are going to take care of it. You know what I'm saying? The players are going to keep each other in line. I don't need to tell you what to do. I feel like that's how he operates. I could be wrong. We aren't in there on the day-to-day. No one really knows because Mike Sullivan is very cryptic on how he coaches. So it's not like he just says, oh, yeah, I do this all the time. Like, he never really says that. He always says there's trust in the locker room. And I think that's what he does. He gives it all to the players. But anyway, we are coddling these guys way too much now. I get it. They're older. It's the end of their careers, and we want to make sure they're happy. But at what cost? Mike Sullivan needs to go into that locker room and go, you guys are sitting. There was Pasternak. Was it Pasternak? Who got
I saw it. He got benched. Yeah.
For the entire third period. And when people asked, why? That's Pasternak. You need to play him. He goes, it was a coaching decision, which means he wasn't doing what he was supposed to. He's sitting. Boston Bruins are a very well-off franchise.
I wonder also if there was something from Pasternak, though, because like he kind of seems like a sassy dude. I wouldn't be surprised if he like off the coach and the coach was like,
sit.
Whatever.
Yeah,
but
my point.
Letang's not that type of guy. So like
we don't know.
It's hard.
Yeah, I feel like Malkin is that kind of guy.
Yeah, but we've seen enough from Letang to know that he's not that guy.
No. He's not going to be like freaking out and be sassy. But like I could see him doing like a one, like, oh, shut up. Like something like if he's in the heat of the moment. I could see that. But I wouldn't be anything
Maybe.
like, yeah. Like this is, listen, they're losing. They're frustrated. I could see that coming. Really quick, I saw him kind of give Sid a face a couple games ago. Yeah. So Sid is the captain, of course, and he's going to go up and say, hey, I think you were doing something wrong. I think that's what I saw. It was during a TV, like, they do that. Oh, word from our sponsor, and they do like picture in picture. Crosby went up to Letang and he was talking to him, and he went like, let's see if I can recreate it. He goes, no. Like either it was a play, we should do this, and he thought it was ridiculous, or Crosby was saying, hey, don't do that. And he goes, what are you talking about? I didn't do that. Now, I think it's the latter. I think it's, hey, you did this. Let's not do that. And he was like, what are you talking about? Anyway, from what I'm saying, Pasternak got benched. He's one of their best players, if not the best player on the as a forward for the Boston Bruins. They're a well-off franchise. They're winning. They did get shut out by the Leafs tonight, but that doesn't matter. They are a good team. They benched their star player for the whole third period for either talking back, bad play, you name it, any kind of reasons. That coach said, enough. You're sitting. Regardless of why. Bad play, talking back, I don't care. Give me a reason. Doesn't matter. The coach said, you're done. Mike Sullivan needs to start doing that. Hey, Tanger, yeah, you're sitting, bud. Like, don't go out. Pettersson, take more minutes. Carlson, you're sitting. Grzelcyk, out. That's what he needs to start doing. Grzelcyk is on the first pairing.
I know, but I don't know if I want to see more Grzelcyk and Graves.
But that's my point. When are we going to acknowledge that we got to stop catering for these guys? Letang has been sucking. Hold him accountable. You know why we are holding him accountable? Because he's making how much money? How many millions a year?
And he's our assistant captain.
Hold him accountable. That's what the coach is supposed to do.
And one thing that's like what's crazy is that, you talk about Sullivan giving the players a little more leadership, and, Crosby being the captain, rightfully so, has that leadership trait. I don't know how many times I've seen it circulated now in the last couple of weeks, but the scene from the 2015-16 Cup against the Sharks, where Malkin gets a pass in a wide open net and he doesn't score, and someone on the bench says it was a wide open net. And then Crosby says, hey guys, I think he knows. Just give him a tap. Let's move on. He'll get another chance. Like,
that was Letang.
Okay. You think that was Letang that said something?
Watch the clip again. It was
No,
Letang.
you don't see him. You don't see anything.
Yes. The reason you don't see him, but Sid turns to his right, and it's only Letang and Dumoulin. So it's either one of those guys who said he had a wide open net. Yeah, guys, I think he knows. So it's either Letang, and I think Letang is kind of like that. Not like sassy, but he's also just that guy who's like, oh, man, come on. And another thing, you could go back to talking. Sorry, I'm on a rant right now.
It's all right. You're fine.
Listen,
my throat hurts, so I still don't feel well.
I have seen one thing that I hate. This is me personally. Let me give some context. Josh, we play tennis. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of fantastic tennis athletes. And one of the common themes you'll find in a tennis athlete is that they don't show a lot of emotion. Because they need to train their body language to not let it reflect what's going on in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because if you let your body react to what's in your brain, it's a downhill from there.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you're playing tennis and you're losing and your body emotion is showing it and you're like,
it's the same for any individual sport. Golf, boxing.
Yes, but I'm trying to prove a point. Whereas then your brain starts to believe you're done. You're over. You lost. But if you keep your head up, if your body language is anti what your head is doing, you have a chance to correct it. This is basic psychology. The reason why I bring that up, I have seen about 5 players just tonight, and I was counting because I wanted to bring this up. They miss an opportunity. Oh, head in the air.
Michael Bunting.
He
does it. He's been doing it all season. It's been so frustrating.
Letang. What's his face? The guy who everyone thinks I hate. Evgeny Malkin. He stops playing.
Yeah, they stopped playing for a split second.
So on a wraparound pass in the offensive zone, the puck bounces over his stick, and he goes, and stops. Yeah. What are you doing? Get back. You got to back check. Hey, go get the puck.
Game's not over.
That's the one thing I love about Sid is that he'll do this when the whistle is blown. So, if he's in front of the net and he almost had a wide open net and, you could see I should have had that. Whistle's done. There's no more playing. But you'll never see Sid make a mistake and get upset in the moment. Yeah, he'll miss
the next play.
Correct. He'll make a mistake, chase down the puck like a madman, check a dude, and get the puck out. And he doesn't miss a beat. Why? Because he's one of those athletes that says, hey, I'm not going to let my body react to what's going on in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I am sick and tired of the mentality of this team. Oh, we got a lead? Let's ride it out. Oh, we made a mistake? Oh, come on. Let's stop playing for a second. Oh, it's an onslaught. Let's just bury the puck against the boards and hope they don't set up a play. I am sick and tired of doing the same thing over and over again. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. We are at that point as a team. We're constantly making those cute passes. We're passing the puck too much when we should be shooting. The goaltending is saving us. The defense isn't doing what they're supposed to. The offensive players are not back checking enough. They're not forechecking enough. They are not going that little extra mile that teams that win do. And you got to go out and get players that change the way
But
change the way
here's the thing.
we go. Yeah.
Do you want to know what will actually change all that? It's not the players.
It's me being the head coach, Josh.
It's the head coach.
I know.
And as much as I hate it, that's the change that that the team needs to make in order to see the change you want. Because
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that with sports. How a team plays a certain way because of the coach. And then as soon as that coach leaves, they play a completely different way. It drives me crazy. Like, I understand you have to follow the game plan that the coach implements and the gameplay in which he desires. I get all that. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know. Like, what confuses me is that guys like Crosby, Malkin, Letang, they won under Sullivan. They know what it takes to win under Sullivan. So why are they now abandoning ship now? Like what is it now? Are you tired of hearing his voice? Like I don't want to sound like a jerk, but like that's what you signed up for by staying on the team.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, do you think you're bigger than the organization? That, like, I get it. Sullivan is not the face of the organization, but still, like, he's still a figurehead. So, like, do you think you're bigger than that? And that's why I think the respect for Crosby is so astronomical. Because even though he is the face of the franchise, he does not put himself above Dubas and Sullivan. Correct. He understands his role. I am the player. I am not the coach. I am not the GM. And that is one of the many things that drives me crazy with some of these other athletes, like LeBron James, and the list goes on.
Yeah.
You are not the coach. You are not the GM. You are the player. Understand your role. I get it. You are great, if not the greatest. But get in line. There is a pecking order, and you have to understand that pecking order. So I understand if Crosby wants to be frustrated because he will play within the system. He's fine doing that, and he will be great within the system. But Malkin, Letang, Carlson, those guys you're talking about, when they get frustrated with the system, they just give up on the system. Correct. And it's like, you can't do that here. And I feel like that's a part of like Sullivan's thing, is that like if you trust the process will bear fruit.
Yeah.
And I think right now, he's losing the team.
That's what you think he's lost his voice, like you has lost his voice in the locker room.
I don't think the entire locker room, but I think enough of it that it's impacting the games. And that's where it's hard, because that's when you make that type of change, who do you then turn to? One of his buddies who has the same mentality, that's where it's like I never understand mid-season firings. Because like I said, like you turn to someone that coach that you just fired brought in. So now it's essentially an echo of the guy you just let go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if we were to fire Sullivan and then bring in David Quinn is essentially Mike Sullivan. Say what you want. He is essentially Mike Sullivan. Mike Vellucci is a little bit different. I think he would be a nice change of pace. I know you absolutely love him. But at the same time, like, is he going to be much different? I don't know. He's been here for so long under Sullivan that maybe he has the same thing. But at the same time, maybe he's completely different and he understands his role. I'm the assistant coach. I have penalty kill. Yeah. I'm not going to, implement my game style on the team. I'm just going to just focus on penalty kill. And then if he ever gets his chance, boom, good coach. Kind of like Tocchet.
I was just about to say. Rick Tocchet was a player coach, which a lot of people on Pittsburgh liked. He was like the only one who could get Phil Kessel going. But anyway, go ahead.
But he understood his role as assistant coach. Then when he became a head coach, the way they play is different than the way we play. He's not an extension of Mike Sullivan at all. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it could be. I don't know. And unfortunately, I think that's the route that they have to take. And I don't know when they're going to do it, but I think they have to. If it's not mid-season, I think it's got to be at the end of the season where you do another off-season of retooling, of trying to get younger, faster, like Dubas has been doing, and you kind of you make the change at the coach level. Because if you don't make the change at the coach level, and I'm going to have to stop talking soon because I'm going to lose my voice here.
I hear.
If you don't make that change at the coaching level, the angry mob is going to come for Dubas. Because if you're not going to change the coach and the players that Dubas brought in are not producing, then the only scapegoat is then the guy who brought those players in, and that would be Dubas. And I think that would be unfair to him to have such a short time. But let's be honest here. Fenway Sports Group's pocket is now being impacted. We didn't bring it. I don't think we brought it up in the last episode, but last Thursday's game, Halloween night, was the lowest attendance at a Pittsburgh Penguins home game since the year 2006.
Yeah.
We weren't even in the PPG Paints Arena then. It was still the Igloo.
It was the Mellon Arena?
It was the Mellon Arena, 2006. So the pockets are getting light.
Yeah.
I think that's where it's going to start affecting them, and I think that's why you're going to start seeing maybe some change. Because what else are you supposed to do? This team is not looking good, and I get it. We just won 2 games, but let's be honest about those 2 wins. They didn't look great. We won, but they still didn't look great. We were playing better, but we
weren't a playoff team.
No, and tonight we just retreated back to the way we played at the beginning of the year. And I was hoping that we were going to stack the wins, build the momentum, and then it crashed down like a house of cards tonight in that third period.
Yeah, I mean, I think tonight was the night that the panic button is out. It's not hit. It's not hit yet. It's not hit. I think Dubas has it out on his desk.
If the panic button had a little glass enclosure, has the glass enclosure been lifted?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's open because you can't really count the Canes and the Caps because
that's not fair. Yes, you can.
You're gonna count the Canes and the Caps if we lose this week. Is the panic button hit?
It's not about the actual losses. yes, they can be projected losses going in, but how do you lose? Like tonight.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. We lost
How
pretty
did we
bad.
lose? We lost horribly. We shouldn't have lost this way. And if it's the same thing against Carolina and Washington, yeah, it matters.
Here's my fear. Yeah, we lost bad in a way that we should have won. There's two ways you can lose really bad. One, you give up the lead and you blew it, or you just didn't come to play and got destroyed. That's going to be Thursday. I am telling you, we're going to, and we're not home. What?
You want to hear what's going to happen on Thursday?
We're going to
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think Sullivan's going to go in there and go Herb Brooks. You want a hockey player?
Yeah.
You want a hockey player? I'll be a hockey player.
Yeah.
You
want me to play on one leg?
I think he's going to do something like that. And I think the guys are going to get fired up. They'll come out. And I don't know if we'll win, but it'll look better.
Yeah, I hear that. And that's my hope.
But that's just for Thursday. Friday, then we'll get.
Yeah, Friday, then it's going to be like, Blom, you're in. And, yeah, man, good luck. Like no one, we're going to leave you out to dry because we're going to be exhausted from the Carolina game.
Yeah, Blom's going Thursday.
You think Blom's going Thursday? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So if they go Blom Thursday.
Three games in a row for Ned, you're not going to go 4 in a row.
Especially against a team you're going to lose. Yeah, throw out Blom. If he plays great, cool. If not, all right. We knew this was going to be a loss anyway, so it's nothing on you. Ned plays Friday. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm okay with that. But regardless of who's in net, I'm hoping it's what you said. Yeah, it'll probably still be a loss, but maybe we'll play better. Maybe we'll give them a chance. Maybe it'll be like 3-2, and we're like, so close. But realistically, I could see us getting shut out like 7-1. Like I could see us getting railroaded. Just because that's, we are not there mentally. You could see it on the ice. You do not have a 2-1 lead going into the third, looking like how we played in the first 2 periods, and then give it all up. No functioning hockey team crumbles that quickly. And I think that's the issue.
We just did.
No, I know. That's why I'm saying there's something wrong with us. I'm trying to paint that picture. Something's wrong with us. And it's not like, oh man, this is just a rough spot. Because we've had plenty of rough spots in 16-17 where it was like, oh man, that was a tough game, but we'll be back. We'll bounce back. And we always did. That was the one thing we could count on for the Pittsburgh Penguins since Sidney Crosby has been here in 2006. Whereas we would lose, but then right back next game, you'd be like, different team. It's a different team on this. I have not seen that in 2 years. This team has lost its identity. But I think it's because Sullivan is coaching the 16 team when he should be coaching the 2024 team. I still think he's the head coach. I just think he needs to be more direct, and I think he needs to be harsher on the team. That's all. It's a tough job. How are you going to yell at Sidney Crosby? You can't. And I get that. How are you going to? You
have to.
And that's my thing. If Mike Sullivan wants to keep his job, because I'd run through a wall for him, he's got to yell. He's got to get frustrated. He's got to be a little bit of emotional, and he's got to lead from a place of a desperate mind. And there's 2 ways that you can come out of a desperate mind. One is you look pathetic, or you overcome the obstacle because your back is against the wall. I'm hoping it's the latter. There's 2 ways that you look like if you act desperate. 2 ways that are going to be interpreted: pathetic or, okay, so we're doing this now. Let's do it. And I think that's something Sid's got to help out with, He's scoring. He's producing. He's being the hockey player that we need him to be. And I'm not saying he's not a good leader at all. I think he's a phenomenal leader. I think it's just the problem of, hey, this team has an identity that's shattered. We need to put it back together. And what does that look like? Sid, what does that look like? And I think that, so it's not a question of his captaincy or his leadership. It's a matter of a different approach to it. But we will find out Thursday against the Carolina Hurricanes. Will we get destroyed? Nah, probably. I think so. Josh thinks it's going to be a closer game, but I think we could both chalk this up as a loss. We will be going live after that. Same time, same place, right here. So join us.
Probably expect AB to be in the chat.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We should probably invite him, especially if your voice is gone, Josh.
I should be good for Thursday. A lot
Josh
better than the other night.
Josh is day to day.
Day to day.
Day to day.
It's a good way to put it.
But you came out and you played. This is the heart. Because it's not about the name on the back. It's what's on front. Anyway, we'll be here. You can find us on all social media platforms at Pens Collective. We have our YouTube channel, our Twitch, Penguins Collective podcast. Make sure you follow us, subscribe, write a review, comment. It would really help us out. That'd be great. Tell us what you think. Should we fire Mike Sullivan? Let us know in the comments below. We'll always respond. So please go ahead and comment. That'd be fantastic. We have a Discord. It's Discord/the Penguins Collective. We live message in our Discord, and we go live in there on certain games. So if you want to be a part of that, get on our Discord. And yeah, it's just one of those seasons again. You know, unfortunately, Josh and I have been, since doing this podcast, have not seen a playoff win. We got
get swept our first year.
This is our fourth season. We got swept our first year by the Islanders. And then I think it was Islanders, or was it Rangers? It was a New York team, I believe.
It was one of the New York teams. I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's one of the New York teams.
But it was a sweep, so we didn't get to see a playoff win. Then the next 2 years, we didn't make the playoffs.
Missed the playoffs.
So this is our fourth season doing the podcast.
It's us. You know what? Can you imagine? Should we do a test? We just don't do any recordings for a few games. See what happens. I mean,
yeah, but watch, they start winning, and we're like,
that's what I'm saying.
Is that like our podcast done?
We got to end.
Then we have to have
for the sake of the team.
The dilemma, like question, like, would you stop your podcast if it means Penguins winning a Stanley Cup? You're right. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Let me say this: Mike Vrabel was willing to cut off his unit for a Super Bowl, so I think we need to have more commitment. But at the same time, he was getting paid millions of dollars. I mean, millions of dollars. Would you cut off your unit after having kids, being done? Possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah, later in life when I've done all that I needed to do with that unit. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Right.
I'm still young, Josh. They're still used to that thing. But speaking of getting paid millions of dollars, hey, Josh, we have a sponsor, and they are not paying us millions of dollars, but we do have a sponsor here. What was that?
Nice segs.
Speaking of unit, thank you guys for buying some Rogue Energy /Pens Collective. You go on there, use code TPC10 for 10% off your order. Ethan in the chat, he just got Rogue Energy, and he said it was really good. And I forget which one that he got, but you could probably put it in the chat, dude. Yeah, TPC10, you get 10% off your order every single time. They have constant
sales.
Thank you. Sales.
Yeah.
So you could throw that TPC10 on top of that, which is really cool. So make sure you go to Rogue Energy /Pens Collective. Use code
That's
TPC10.
what I was going to say. Yeah, if you can't use the code on top of any other code that they're offering, I know right now it's 50% off the cans. So right now they have
Yes,
50% off
like
the cans.
energy
The
drink.
I have like energy cans. If you can't use TPC 10, please use our link to get to the website first.
Yeah.
And then use the if you can't double up, use the code, get the 50% off. Okay? I get it. That's more of a discount. But
Oh, yeah,
still
that's
by
true. If you
still by
can't
using
stack,
the link,
use the
yeah.
link.
But if you use the link, we still are benefited that way. Okay? So
you would still support us by using
absolutely.
Rogue Energy / Pens Collective. It's our social media.
These are my top 3.
Grape,
Ethan,
Blue Raspberry,
these are
and
my
Rocket
top
Pop.
3.
Rocket Pop's right here.
Yep.
I haven't cracked this open. I've been doing
I
strawberry.
got Rocket
kiwi.
Pop. I had this
Good.
today, actually. I had this today.
It's so good.
Love
anyway,
Rocket Pop.
Guys, that'll do it for this episode. We'll see you guys in the next one, which is Thursday against the Carolina Hurricanes. That's a normal start time of 7, which basically means that the puck won't drop until 7:30. So which I'm getting really annoyed. Which is the NHL. Oh, it's a 7:30 start. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, the puck's not dropping until 7:40. Okay, got it. Yeah, silly me. Sorry. I guess when you tell me a time, I expect that's when the puck drops, because here in the like Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, if it says 7:05 puck drop, Josh, guess what time the puck drops?
Yeah, it's like 7:05 on the dot. There's a
If
guy.
not, it's
There's a
at
guy
7.
in. There's a guy in the penalty box, like the scoreboard, like
Yeah, and he goes,
between the penalty boxes, and he's got
Go
the
ahead,
door
drop
open.
it, drop it.
And he's like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, NHL is like, yeah, we don't give a crap about that. We'll be 20 minutes late. Who cares? I do. But guys, thank you so much for watching. It's a rough season. Buckle up. Get the seatbelt on. It's going to be a bumpy ride. We'll see you Thursday. Yeah, it's going to be a loss. But you know what? Hopefully no rants. Maybe just self-reflection after that. Josh, as always.
Let's go Pens.
It's Crosby. Crosby on Trinitz and shot. Penguins win it!
Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me?
We're a collective.
I'm in my zone. Woke up today, feeling brand new, nothing in my way. Sun gon' shine, yeah, it's here to stay. And I'm gonna say what I need